welcome to what's called the interactive room at the Post Falls Library. It's a room that is something we saw when we first were looking at this place, but we instantly said no because it's got glass right here and everyone who comes into the library can kind of see you, so it kind of feels like a fishbowl. So we said no, and then we saw that there were some curtains. Well, they won't let us pull the curtains all the way down, but it's down far enough to where people can just like see my feet. So it feels a little bit private, but that's okay. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. So it makes it a little more comfortable. But it's really cool because it has, as you can see here, whoops, this still stay. As you can see here, it has an interactive screen. So I've hooked my computer into it, and I have a really cool program to walk you through today's show. And I think I really like this. I think it's going to be something that we're going to do from here on out. We'll see how it goes today. So I know with the library, this isn't my place, so I can't just have it any old time I want. I have to reserve it I can only reserve three Shabbats at a time if they're available. So we'll just pray about it and see what happens. I'm excited that you're here today. It's going to be seamless, absolutely seamless. I sat in here with the lights off and I prayed just a little bit ago with a whole bunch of beautiful music and just centered my heart and focused it in YHVH and invited the Ruach here. So I hope you all can see. We've got my variety show. We have the Gregorian date right here, which is the 13th of January, but also I'm going to start making sure that we are on the biblical calendar. So the Hebrew calendar date is the 25th day of the 10th month in the year 6017 from creation. So, and obviously you know which calendar I go by, or which reckoning of time that Isaac and I go by, so it's obvious in there. Purim countdown, it's 50 days from today. All right, so I have, let me see here. I wish I had a little clicker, but I don't, so I'm going to have to tap here. So Shabbat Shalom, ladies of Teshuvah. All right, so welcome to a show that is dedicated to, yes, moving your head knowledge into heart knowledge. All right, so and also yes, a show dedicated to helping you lighten up, helping you find the joy in this rhythm, in this walk, in repentance. And also and I've got to find the right graphic here for this. I'm going to kind of tweak this as I go, but I've got to find the right graphic for this because I really want to give you permission as women. I want to give you permission to walk in your beauty, and I want to give you permission to feel free, that the freedom that came from Yeshua, all his sacrifice and everything that he did, it frees you from rabbinical law, it frees you from so much. It gives you, I want to give you permission to walk in your beauty, and I want to tell you why you need to walk in your beauty. We're going to look at the scriptures today on that. It's really cool. Okay, and also I want to show you what repentance looks like on a woman. So I am walking repentance, as many of you are, understand it. You understand it like I do, but I just want to show you how you do it. I want to just, so part of walking in repentance, I mean, I have a call on my life, okay? And that call is to minister to women, to families. I've got a couple calls on my life, and you have been watching the process, a painful process, honestly, of me walking in that calling. And so I've been living it out loud. I've been very frustrated with like the space to do this, you know, trying to find the right place to do this. So, you know, you've seen me in pubs. You've seen me in gyms trying to do what was laid on my heart. I've been, you know, in everything from bathroom stalls to working on, so I'm walking it out loud, and I just want to walk it out loud and invite you to watch and do yourself. So I am Rebekah. If you don't know, I am Rebekah bat Teshuvah. I am the happy hippie Hebrew girl. And I know that I'm not going to make everyone happy, and frankly, I'm okay with that. It's taken a long time to get used to that, or to be okay with that, but yeah, I'm okay with not making everybody happy. And this, yeah, I don't look like that today. Obviously, this was a very nice dress-up day. But the meat of the section, meat of the show, if you want, is at the end, or towards the end. That's when we get into the topic that we're going to talk about. But then there's different sections of the show. So we're going to do a show and tell. Today we're going to talk about the Ezer Kenegdo that we find in the scriptures of how YHVH, what he calls a woman when he gives her to Adam, or when he makes her. From experience, I know that I can say, yeah, I'll pray for you, and then I get caught up with the rest of the day and I forget to pray for that person. And so what I do is, like, right that moment when I hear somebody needing prayer, like, this is something that I've been practicing, okay? So something that I'm applying to my life, that I'm just inviting you to do the same thing, is pray it out loud and write it down and put it in the feed right there. If somebody's asking you for prayer, text it back to someone. If somebody texts you and says, I need prayer right now, pray right now and write it out for them so they can read it. I absolutely love it when you guys have done that for me. It just felt like it cleaned the air right there really fast. So I just want to encourage you to do that for each other. So share this group with your friends. The Ladies of Teshuvah is growing. It's probably like 250% growth since, just last month. So I just love seeing it grow. It's amazing. And I'm getting to know people. I want you to subscribe to my email list. So it's random. Yes, it's very random because I'm a mom and I'm a wife. So I have lots on my plate. But I have, and you go to teshuvahministries.com and you'll see a subscribe button to our email list. So I send out other stuff that you haven't seen before. I send out through the email. Also, our YouTube channel. So YouTube channel is growing. I'm like putting more and more content up on it. I've got so many videos that I've already shot and just need edited and put up. So if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, then you'll get notification when those things are available, okay? This is how I roll, is that I want the Ruach HaKodesh to be here, okay? So sometimes I will make a plan and the Ruach will say, well, yeah, but I want you to do this, or I want you to talk about this. So this is just an idea. All right, this is what I will plan for. Like today, I planned for talking about the Ezer Kenegdo and the feminine Ruach, because I know those are two really hot topics. And a lot of ladies have asked me, why do you call her a she? Why do you call the Ruach a she? And I so want to explain, but you know what? That's going to take another Shabbat, because Ezer Kenegdo today is going to take up enough of our time, and I won't get out of here before the library closes because they're going to kick me out at 4:45. So anyway, that'll be another show, okay? So just hold your panties on. We'll get to that. Sorry. I am just, whatever. You love me or hate me, I don't know. No, you love me. Okay. Shabbat on January 20th, we're going to talk about feast philosophy. We're going to talk about affording YHVH's rhythm. How do you afford all these feasts? And we're going to talk about the word echol tochel. Echol tochel. It's a Hebrew word that means feast. We're going to talk about that. Just Shabbat, January 27, we're going to talk about within your means and situation. So we're going to talk a lot about how do you afford this and how do you do this in your means and situations. And also, we're going to talk about sustainable traditions. This is so important. So we're going to talk about that. You've got to have sustainable feast traditions, otherwise don't do it just like I do it first thing out of the gate, because I've been doing this for a long time and I have a lot of stuff collected and I know how to do this, but the first time out wasn't like you see now. You see my stuff now. It's taken some time. So anyway, so we don't want you to get overwhelmed. We want you to continue this walk and have it be something that is sustainable for you. So that I want to talk about on January 27. On February 3rd, there's going to be no show. My family's going to take a break, and I just have 3 Purim videos that I'd like you to watch. So there you go. I'll show you those later. I would love to have you become a patron of mine. So this is how I would love for you to support me and the community and the worldwide community to support what I do for the ladies and this would basically, when you go onto this website, you will be able to choose levels and see my goals and everything. So if you want to give an offering today, there is where I want you to give it. All right, something that's going to help sustain me every month. This is what I am so needing. So I thank the ladies who have actually done this, and you know, I know that your finances are tight. I so appreciate you. Don't like. I know that that is a huge sacrifice every single month to give me just a little bit of your money, and I am so thankful for it. So I have been in hard places where I'm still in hard places. Okay, so I'm paying to do ministry actually, but I know that that's a huge sacrifice, and to offer that to someone clear across the country living in Idaho that you hardly know, I very much appreciate it. So thank you. This has got to be the thing that I want you most to hear during this announcement section, and that is I really, really, really want you to come in person to the Colorado Convention on July 20 to 22nd next summer. So it's $169. It's for, you know, all your lodging, it's for all your food, it's for the entire program. I really think it's important. It's not just me that wants you to come. I really believe it's important for us to get together. I believe we need each other, and we need, you know, that face-to-face contact. It's so, I don't know about you, but I am so sick of cyberspace. Are you sick of cyberspace? I am totally sick of being in cyberspace. I work there every single day, and I just want to see people face to face. I can hear the cry of Yehovah in my own heart. I can hear him say, oh, I just want to be with you face. I just want to hold you and hug you and see you eye to eye. You know, and I know he knows how much we need that with each other. So one thing Sherry and I are going to talk about today is loneliness and a jealous Elohim. So I'm excited to talk with her about that. Here's my hubby. This is Isaac and I a couple of years ago. Okay, like 2014, I think. That's when I had really dark hair. This is Isaac back in his Beach Boy days. He looked like a surfer dude. This is when the girls were little. And this is Isaac more currently, but he loves the sunglasses. So you'll probably see him with his sunglasses a lot. Anyway, so now I want to spend just a few moments inviting Yehovah's Ruach HaKodesh here. As I said before, I've sat in the corner and did that myself, but let's do it together. And we're going to do it in the way of, we're going to learn, or if you already know the Avinu prayer, the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew, then fabulous. But we're gonna say this together. The Avinu prayer, and Avinu means father in Hebrew. So the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Now, there is a book maybe that was in the last slide. There's a book that you can get that goes through this prayer in Hebrew, and what Yeshua actually said was the prayer that we are to pray. And it gives beautiful meaning and context for each phrase of that prayer. So I think you'll be very blessed if you got that book and read it. Heaven, I love this prayer that Yeshua taught, and I love learning it in Hebrew because it means, it takes all the doxology out of it, it takes all the rabbinical nonsense out of it, and the things that we learned in Christianity that actually aren't there in the prayer. So this is just one quick story here is we began learning as a family, we learned this prayer when we lived at the teepee. And so on Shabbat evening, we would, I had it all written out on cards. So we were new to learning Hebrew. I'm still new to learning Hebrew. I don't know a ton of Hebrew. I probably know just enough to be dangerous. But someday I'm going to go to Israel and enter a master's degree. I just want to so bad and learn Hebrew. But anyway, we had it on index cards. And so we had phrases, like this phrase would be on an index card, and the next phrase would be on an index card. And so we would go walking, or we would sit around the fire or whatnot, the wood stove, and we would try to memorize this. And so we would say it, like the girls would be up in the loft saying it, and we would be down in our bed saying it out loud together. So one thing I couldn't figure out how to do with this program was to get the Hebrew writing in here. So hopefully by next week I will have the actual Hebrew words for this prayer in here. But this is how you transliterate it. So Avinu Shabasha Mayim. So our Father in heaven. I know when native Hebrew speakers speak it, it doesn't sound anything like that, but I need it broken down so that I can understand it. May your name be sanctified. Yit kadesh shimcha. May your kingdom be blessed. V'yit barek melchutcha. V'yit barek melchutcha. May your kingdom be blessed. Your will shall be done in heaven and on earth. Your will shall be done in heaven and on earth. So you're making a statement that his will shall be done on heaven and on earth. Will shall be done in heaven and on earth. Retzoncha yihye asui basha mayim uva aretz. Let's do that one again. That one's long. Retzoncha yihye asui basha mayim uva aretz. V'titein lachmenu timidit. Forgive the debt of our sins. Umecho lanu chatotenu ka'ashir. As we forgive the debt of those who sin against us. So we're going to forgive those that wrong us. And we're going to ask Papa to forgive us like we forgive other people. And that is a hard thing to do. I don't know if you have struggled with that, but that is definitely something that we're perfected in. And the older I get, the easier it gets on some hand, but there's definitely some heart stuff there to work on that we need the Ruach HaKodesh to help us with. As we forgive the debt of those who sin against us or who wrong us. Anachnu mochalim lachotim lanu. Anachnu mochalim lachotim lanu. Do not bring us into the hands of a test. I love this part of this prayer. Do not bring us into the hands of a test. We're like, no more tests, no tests. I don't want to test anymore, And, to think that our Rabbi Yeshua said, yeah, you can ask for no tests. No more tests. So, V'yal Tivinu L'dei Nidsion. Nidsion. V'yal Tivinu L'dei Nidsion. And then this is the very last of the prayer. Protect us from all evil or peril. For all evil or peril. Vishom rinu mikol ra. Vishom rinu mikol ra. Pretty cool, huh? It's a beautiful prayer. So I want to look at that like we did in, I think, the second show. We looked at the second part of that prayer, the sanctify the name part. So we're going to just sanctify the name of Yehovah right now among us together right here in the show. So how do we sanctify the name? Oh, here's the book. This is the book that, Prayer to Our Father, the Hebrew Origins of the Lord's Prayer by Nehemiah Gordon and Keith Johnson. All right, so how do you sanctify the name? This is really, so we can proclaim his name, we can exalt his name or bless it, we can do good deeds in his name, which show his character, all right? So we'll be acting like Yehovah, like our Father, and so that proclaims his name in the earth, or that sanctifies his name. So I love Exodus 9:16. I have another 16. 9:16 says, and in every deed for this cause have I raised you up, to show in you my power, and that my name or my character may be declared or sanctified throughout the entire earth. It's beautiful. So right now, what I would like you to do, I'm going to play a song for you by a lady named Alicia. I just love her music. I'm still trying to find out if she is still doing music or whatnot, but I love her music. So I'm going to play a song here. And you right now are going to bless, you're going to sanctify the name of Yehovah in the feed. So what I want you to do is I want you to write in the feed post your praise to Yehovah Elohim for something specific that he has done for you this week. So something specific. Now I'm not just talking like I want to praise his name for giving me life, or I want to praise, unless he saved your life this week. Or I don't want general stuff. I'm talking specific stuff, specific to your life in particular, so that so much of the time we experience things and we go through trials, and if you do not pick up your voice and say, praise Yehovah Elohim for doing this for me, what is the point of going through sometimes the point of going through things is so that you can come out on the other end and there's just this, you're just overwhelmed with praise and you just want to like speak it out. It just comes right out of your heart. So that's what I'm looking for right now. So I'm going to play this song. It's called Bless Yahweh by Alicia. And the album is I Will Not Be Silent. But I want you to post in the feed right now. And even if you were watching this later on and it's not live, please feel free to post it in the feed and bless other people by blessing the name of Yehovah. You're sanctifying his name. You're saying, yes, he is alive still. He's doing wonderful things. And here's how he did wonderful thing in my life today or this week, okay? Okay, so I hope that you posted in the feed what you can bless the name of Yehovah for. All right, so I have a little bit I like to do every week. I want to do a little show and tell for you. So, and today I am going to show and tell our Shabbat books. So I have them right here. And let me explain. So, we're in the teepee, and we have Shabbat we're in the mountains of North Idaho, and we're in a tent, and we have no money, but we have some cardboard, and we have a Shabbat day to go through with 2 little girls, and I want to keep the focus on good things for that day, and I want to bring the hearts of my kids along for the day. So we live in a lot of freedom, so our Shabbats kind of morph and they look different as the kids grow, and as our needs, some Shabbats, the need very much is like Isaac is doing today is, just lay flat, for the whole day. Other days, other Shabbats, it's like, man, we want to go outside, we want to be in nature, we want to remember the Creator, we're going to go to the beach, we're going to do, go skiing, go whatever. Sometimes it's like, man, we got to be with people, so we got to like find some fellowship somewhere, whether it's animal fellowship or people fellowship, whatever. But when we were out at the mountains, and I was trying to figure out how to fill time, because you have quite a bit of time on Shabbat. Shabbat day, it tends to be a tough one. I think Erev Shabbat, going into Shabbat, is pretty easy because you're cleaning all day on Friday, or you're making preparations on Friday. Everybody's kind of screaming in, kind of before sunset, and then you calm down and you have, a really nice dinner or whatnot. But the day can be a little bit tricky because you want to make it enjoyable for you want the kids to want to do Shabbat. But you kind of want to stay on focus, as much as you can with topic matter that's going to help them, stay in line with Yehovah. So what I did was we decided to do Shabbat books, and I think they just happened to be named that because we didn't have a name for it. But what we did is we took some cardboard and cut the cardboard out into a front and a back, and then put holes in the cardboard, like right there, and a whole bunch of paper in the side, and then we put holes in the paper and then bound it. Okay, so then every Shabbat we would spend time, we'd pull this out, and we did this pretty faithfully, didn't we, Maggie? Like we did it pretty faithfully. I wanted one page done every Shabbat. So we would get together as a family, literally, and do this on the kitchen table, our log table that we had in the teepee. This is Maggie's book. This is my book. This is Isaac's book. Look at the difference. Oh yeah, Isaac, Mr. Creative. Look at him. That's his book. That's my book. This is Maggie's book. There you go. And this is Hadassah's book. She had a little bit bigger one. So in these books, we basically took a verse, and we would, I'd have the girls write the verse out, and then I wanted them to spend, and this is what would take a lot of time, is they would create a picture on that page with the verse, including the verse, that basically would describe that verse. So here's one of Maggie's newest ones. She actually loves doing these. Whoops, sorry, oh, Maggie. Can you put these in, Maggie? We don't need to lose these. These are so sweet. These are so cool. Here, I'll show you the other one in a second, but here's one that fell out. So look at that. Look how she wrote, there is wine to make people glad. There's somebody drinking some wine. There's olive oil to make them healthy. There's olive oil and healthy. And there is bread to make them strong. Psalms 104:15. So this is just such a cool little thing for you to do with your kids. And do them all. We love doing it all at the same time. So we all had the same verse and we would all do the same thing. And then sometimes Isaac would judge. That was really fun, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Maggie and Hadassah? He would judge. So the girls would and I would do ours, and then with the same verse. And then Isaac would be the judge, and he would have like maybe a treat for the one that he deemed the best kind of thing, or the one that took the most effort. But everyone got the treat anyway. But here's Maggie's. When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars which you have ordained. And then what is man that he is mindful, that you are mindful of him. And so she makes the beautiful planets and stuff. I just can't, these are just like works of art. Taste and see that Yahweh is good. So you have taste. Maggie loves like food. So she's got lots of food there. Let me see if I can show you. This is my show and tell. Let's see if there, okay. Oh, I got to show you like one of Isaac's. It's so fun. He did draw something one time. Oh, it's so fun. Okay, here we go. I think I found it. Okay. This is what he did. 10th month, 8th day, 6009. It must have been during Hanukkah, because this is about in the Maccabees 3:19-22. For the victory of the battle standeth not in the multitude of a host, but strength comes from heaven. Wherefore Yehovah built himself will overthrow them before our face. And as for you, don't be afraid of them. So you see what he's got? He's got a bowling ball that's coming from heaven. And he's got the Israelites right here, these little ones, and the big bad army right here. And so this bowling ball is going to go hit them out. Gosh, that's sweet. So I just love that. I think we have 2 or 3 of these books. I like this is one of mine right here. This was done in 2012. But you are a chosen people, lots of people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people belonging to Elohim, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of the darkness into this wonderful light. So these are pretty cool. And Hadassah, I have to at least show one of yours. Let me see if I can find one real quick here. Oh, I love this one. Here's her. She wrote, I am other sheep that do not belong. There are more sheep that do not belong to this sheep pen. I must bring them into. They will also listen to my voice. Then there will be one flock and one shepherd. And so she has the shepherd Yeshua right here, and she has sheep. She drew some sheep. So anyway, we've got several of these each from our time in the teepee, and I think that is just a really fun little project to do on Shabbat. So there you go. That's my show and tell for today, our Shabbat books. Now, Hadassah isn't here right now. I was going to ask Hadassah a couple questions, but I just thought I would show you anyways. Isn't she cute? I don't know. Anyway, when we were in Israel, we went to the wilderness, and we went all around Israel, but I really, really, really loved the wilderness. And I understand why Papa took us to the wilderness, took Israel to the wilderness, because it was in the wilderness when I was in Israel where where's the closest moment that I had to actually hearing from Papa. Everything else, in Jerusalem, up in Nazareth, it was just, there was a lot of chaos. There was a lot of religious activity without a lot of heart. There was just a lot of stuff that I got a reality check when I was over there. But when I really wanted to hear from the King of the universe while we were over there. And I don't know if it was just what Papa wanted to walk me through or what, and I can't wait to go back to test it again. But when we got to the wilderness, when we got down to the Negev, down to the Dead Sea and then down into the Negev, that was by far one of my favorite places because I actually started to hear from Papa. I was alone out there in the middle of nowhere. My family, it was my family and I remember being out in the desert in the morning. Everybody was asleep, and I just went out and, nothing around, just sand and nothing but big sky. And it was a whole lot easier to hear from Papa when I was out there than it was when I was in town with everyone around. So just as we're in this wilderness time, as you go through your wilderness time, because you will have a wilderness time, and you will come. He will take you out of Babylon and then right into the wilderness because he wants to woo your heart, because he wants to have you hear him. He wants to make sure that you and him are firmly connected, that your roots go deep in him before he sends you back in to be with people, so that you can rise up and be a leader, so you can rise up and show the way, put a light on the path kind of thing. He needs you connected in with him. And a lot of times that happens in the wilderness when you're struggling, or struggling to have fellowships, or struggling with material, just struggling. So, and we'll get to yada and yada later about head knowledge versus heart knowledge. That is just another fabulous topic. But today, for the next little bit, I just wanted to talk about the Ezer Kenegdo. What is an Ezer Kenegdo? In the Facebook group, under the About, I have in there a description of what the group is about. It is about, waking up to your Ezer Kenegdo role. It's waking up to what that is. So, just as a brief overview today, not by any means comprehensive, but this is the topic for the convention. For all my workshops and for the convention, this is the topic, is the Ezer Kenegdo. What it means to live it, as in you are one, whether you live it, whether you know it or not, you are one. It's all about how you use it, because it isn't going away. It's just part of your DNA. It's who you are and what you were created for. Or created like. It's your creation. So when we come together at the convention, I'm so excited. I have a workbook for you. We're going to walk through this much slower and really get into the depths of this and show you. I'm going to show you some things. I'm going to give you a little da'at so that it will move your heart into yada. And yada being intimacy with YHVH, to know who you are in relationship to him and help you fall in love with him again, to help you see what you were created for and go, whoa, I can't believe that is so amazing and so cool, and I can't wait to walk this out. So you take the head knowledge and you move it out into your foot knowledge and your hand and through your hands. All right, so what is an Ezer Kenegdo? So YHVH Elohim called his creation of a woman an Ezer Kenegdo. This was someone that he made for Adam for a specific purpose. And we're going to see this. But first, I think I'm going to play. No, I'm not. I'm going to skip through this. I would love for you guys to watch my video that I did trying to encourage ladies to begin to think about how they are an Ezer Kenegdo. So this is on our YouTube site. It's also in the Facebook group, and there's links. So I'm going to go past that right now. But I'm going to talk about where am I getting this term from, Ezer Kenegdo. All right, Genesis 2:16 to 18 says, YHVH Elohim commanded the man, saying, from any tree of the garden you may eat freely. You may eat freely, as in eats. As in echol tochel, eat freely. But from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, for in the day that you eat from it, you will surely die. So there's the command. YHVH gives Adam a command. He's created Adam and he gives him this command. But in the very next breath, YHVH says, then. You see the word then. Then YHVH Elohim said, it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make him an Ezer Kenegdo for him. I'll make for him a helper suitable for him. So unpacking this is super critical to discover what you were created for, women. Women, you were created to be, you are an Ezer Kenegdo. What did Papa mean by that, right? I love this then. We're going to remember that. Because it's like, here's this command, and then, oh, wait, yes, you can't be alone. I need to make somebody else to help you with this command in order to keep it. So according to Skip Moen, and I have at the end, I have some resources for you. So I have some videos to watch. I have a book for you to look at. Skip Moen is by far one of my favorite teachers on this. And he is my favorite teacher on this because one of my friends, Diane, and after all my study, I saw this, but then she's like, hey, have you seen this teacher on this? And I said, no. And so she led me to this teacher, Skip Moen, and I got the book, and I was undone because I couldn't believe that I had seen the same thing that he did, but he took it even a little further and gave me more insight and more depth. And then also there's another man I'm going to share with you later that has even more understanding about this. So, yes, here it is. Here it is. It's called Guardian Angel. And I'll show it to you. Oh, there you go. I'll show you that on my resources page later. All right, so according to Skip Moen, in Hebrew, that verse that we read just a second ago in Genesis, it reads, Lo tov heyot ha'adam lavado. I don't know how you say that. Izelo. And it means a helper corresponding to. Oops, I don't have a C there. Anyway, a helper corresponding to. So in the Hebrew, we're going to look at what this Ezer Kenegdo means. So let's look at Ezer first, because it's two words, and they are distinct words in and of themselves. They work together to form a cohesive understanding. But let's look at the individual words. Ezer. What does Ezer mean in Hebrew? Ezer is Strong's number 5828, and it is actually a noun. It's masculine though, which is very interesting and it's appropriate. Okay, so it occurs 21 times in scriptures. Most of the time that this word is used, Ezer is used, is in conjunction with calling upon Yehovah Elohim in a time of desperation, or to describe something that Yehovah does. So it's used in the scriptures, we see Ezer used as a way to say, help, I need help desperately. So we're going to look at this. Psalms 115:10 says, "O Israel, trust in Yehovah, Yahweh. He is their help and their shield, their Ezer and their shield." So help is the word Ezer right here. He is their Ezer and their shield. He is their help and their shield. Psalm 75 says, "But I am afflicted and needy. Hasten to me, O Elohim. You are my help. You are my Ezer and my deliverer. O Yehovah, do not delay." So you can begin to see that help doesn't mean let me help you make money. Let me help you do the dishes. Let me help you by supporting you. This is the kind of help that says, I need help desperately. I'm drowning. I need help. I need rescued. All right, here's some more. Exodus 18:4. Yah, in this verse, Yah delivers and rescues. So this word is used in these verses and many more, but this is just a sample on how this word is being used. So Ezer is being used in Exodus 18:4 as saying that Yehovah delivers and rescues. Deuteronomy 33:7 says Yehovah assists, he supports, and he reinforces, as in like military reinforcement against the enemies. Isn't that cool? I think that's cool. Psalms 33:20 says that in context it's about Yah delivering Israel from death and that he showers her with love. Psalm 75 says it's using the word Ezer in the idea that Yah provides. Psalms 115:9 says Yah can be trusted. So it's using Ezer in a way that's saying that Yehovah can be trusted. You should be able to trust him. And then Psalms 146:5 says that it's using Ezer in the way that says that Israel is blessed when Yehovah is Israel's Ezer. So when Yehovah is Israel's Ezer, however you say that, Ezer, I say Ezer, Ezer, then Israel is blessed. So you can kind of see that Ezer is not a common word in scriptures, and it's used only in reference to when he created a woman, and then the only other time that it's used is when it's in reference to Yehovah. So Yehovah and what he does for Israel, how he comes through for Israel, how he rescues Israel. So Ezer is derived from the verb Ezer. And Ezer means an enclosure. It means a military aid. It means deliverance. It means salvation. It means protection. Yeah. It means to rescue or save or excuse. So is that not like, I'm just like, I'm blown away. Ezer, he uses it to describe the helper that he's going to give Adam. So the translation of here's a helper for you, here's your helpmate, is a horrible translation. It ruins all of our understanding of what a woman was actually created for, and it makes her no more than the helper to the man to make his things, and whatever he chooses to do, she'll come behind him and support him so that he can do what he's made to do. That is the wrong understanding of this word, of what a woman is created for. So we're going to look at this word in the Hebrew to understand what Yehovah meant. It means to rescue or to save. All right, so then let's go on. What does Kenegdo mean? So Kenegdo, what does it mean in Hebrew? It is Strong's 5048, and it's a feminine adverb. It's a describing the action. It occurs in the root form of neged 150 times in the scriptures, and every single time it's used is to mean something that is before another. So it's something that's standing before another, or in the presence of, or going before another. So Kenegdo is basically in front of someone or something. It's in the presence of something or someone. So we see Psalms 138:1, a psalm of David. Yes, Maggie, I spelled it right. David. David is my daughter's favorite character in the scriptures. Jonathan and David, she can't get enough of them. All right. A psalm of David. I will give you thanks with all my heart. I will sing praises to you before the gods. This is one of my favorite ones where it's used. Neged is the word before, and it's basically the word kenegdo. So it's meaning that it's the root of kenegdo. So it means that he's going to sing about Yehovah in front of the other gods. So cool. Proverbs 4:25, let your eyes look directly ahead and let your gaze be fixed straight in front of you. So let your gaze be fixed straight. So you're going to look straight, and this is the word. So you're going to look in front of you, and directly in front of you. Whoops. Okay, Yehovah did not create someone to be Adam's helpmate, to accomplish Adam's agenda. This is so important for you to know as a woman. And we get more into, like I said before, we go into much more depth in this at the convention, at the retreat, in my workshops. But for now, I just wanted to give you a brief overview, okay? So you are not created to help Adam with his agenda. No, understanding the full concept of Ezer Kenegdo together, the two together, we see that Yah created an Ezer Kenegdo who would save, in quotes, and bless Adam. So you're not going to save as in the final, what Yeshua did, what Yehovah is doing in the rock. You're not doing that kind of save, but somehow you are working hand in hand with Yehovah in order to save, for them to save your husband. You are, or your man, or your sons, or the community, the people in the community. This is what you will do as an Ezer Kenegdo if you use your Ezer Kenegdo role properly, the way you're intended to use it. But what does this look like? So how would you do this? You were made, the Ezer Kenegdo was made to go in front of the man, to be in the presence of the man. All right? The Ezer Kenegdo, Proverbs 4:25 says, let your eyes look directly ahead and let your gaze be fixed straight in front of you, remember? So the Ezer Kenegdo role is written on the woman's DNA, a typo there. She will use it for either good or bad. Now what do I mean by that? So Ezer Kenegdo together in context will go in front of your man, in front of your community, and their eyes will be on you, and you are going to be directly holding hands with Yehovah Elohim. I want to explain this. You're going to use your Ezer Kenegdo for either good or bad. The power of the Ezer Kenegdo. All right, so I'm going to read, I got to read this to you. It's so good. There's so much here, and it seems a shame to go through it so fast, but let me, because you really need some time to walk through this to really catch it all if you don't know anything about this. But in page 62 in the guardian angel, it says, but this glorious responsibility and awesome power comes with a terrifying risk that we must also acknowledge. The story of her design is accompanied by the story of the fall. So unless we understand why the woman is at the center of this next chapter, we will not comprehend the terrible power of the Ezer Kenegdo. So there is a huge amount of power that is associated with the Ezer Kenegdo. And so in my own words, I'm just going to speak freely from my heart now, is that you were designed to go, you were designed as beauty. Adam was designed to be attracted to beauty. His eyes are going to follow the beauty. All right? As an Ezer Kenegdo, your role is to, your job, we were gone for a second. So if you follow, if the Ezer Kenegdo is connected, like, you know, at the hip, just joined together, glued to Yehovah, and she is the beauty which she was created to be, then Adam is going to follow her. She is made to be a guide. The Ezer Kenegdo, I love how Skip Moen says that Ezer Kenegdo, you know, when you look at the Hebrew, when you look at understanding the whole context and what it means boundary setter. It means lifesaver. It means protector. It means guide. It means that it's not helpmate. It is so much more than that. It is so powerful. But only if she is following Yehovah is it going to work the way that Yehovah intended it to work. If she follows another god, then she is going to lead that man astray, because she is supposed to go in front of the man. And this is my contention, is that the beauty, because she was created beautiful and man was created to acknowledge beauty, his head is going to go wherever that beauty goes. And so Papa was saying, hey, there's this command in the garden. I'm telling you, the one command that he gave Adam, he said, do not eat from that tree. You can eat from everything else, but don't eat from that tree. But, you need a Ezer Kenegdo, you know, that is suitable for you. You need an Ezer Kenegdo. You need a helper that is suitable for you, that's going to help you not eat of that tree. So he made an Ezer Kenegdo. He made Chava in order to help Adam not commit that sin. Okay, so she was actually doing her design. I love how Skip Moen talks about she was actually doing her design. She was operating in her design when she gets to the tree, and Hasatan basically says, hey, you want to be a great Ezer Kenegdo? I got another way for you. I got something else you can do. Yeah, you can have all wisdom. That's going to make you a great Ezer Kenegdo. And that was, she was deceived. Remember how the Brit Hadashah says that she was deceived. But Adam sinned willfully. Adam knew what he was doing. She was thinking, I want to be a better Ezer Kenegdo. Yeah, I want to be a better guide. She knew who she was. She knew what she was supposed to do. Adam knew what he was supposed to do. And in fact, I love how Skip talks about what Adam's, what it meant to be a male. I think it's zakar is the word, and it means to remember. So Adam was made, what he was made for was to remember, not only to guard the garden. He was supposed to guard the garden. That snake shouldn't have been there. Adam should have been throwing that snake out. It shouldn't have been there. So he was supposed to guard the garden, and Hava was going to guard Adam. So let me read you page 42. Hava has a role to play. So he's kind of summarizing this. Hava has a role to play, but it is not the role of domestic companion, production assistant, or vice president for public works, unless we recognize this aspect of the description about the tree, which he goes in before. He talks about up here. We will not acknowledge that her role is the role of priest and spiritual guide for Adam. I'm going to come back to that in a second. She is designed to make sure Adam stays faithful to Elohim. She is the one who stands between Yehovah's command and Adam's obedience. Now, I know that there's going to be some of you that's like, turn me off now because that just doesn't sound right. But it is, when you look at the Hebrew scriptures, you look at how the words are formed, you look at, the depth of those words and what they mean, this is what it's saying. And to unpack this, like I said, it takes a whole weekend. Okay, it's a beautiful thing to unpack and very, very necessary to understand what your role is in your marriage, in the community, and as a mom. She is the one that stands between Yehovah's command and Adam's obedience, watching over him so he will not go astray. Adam guards the garden, and Chava guards Adam. The help she brings is in the help of reminding, rescuing, and demonstrating trust. And I'm going to take that one step further. I believe that how she does that is to say, I'm going to worship Yehovah Elohim with all my heart, all my beauty, all my soul, everything. I'm going to stay in touch with him. Not just in touch, I'm going to hang on to his hand with everything that I have. And because she's beautiful and because she's beauty in all forms of it, her Adam is going to follow her. And that's how she is going to create beauty as she walks in obedience. She's going to be the beauty. I mean, look at Queen Esther. This is, I was on the radio, I was on Hebrew Nation Radio this last week talking about this with the wise guys on Tuesday morning and on their show. And we were talking about this, how a man, I was telling him, a man is like, who's created to identify beauty, he was created to acknowledge beauty, and he is going to follow beauty wherever beauty goes. That's how he was created. It's a beautiful thing. It was supposed to be that way, and to not acknowledge that is not live in that is to actually go against what Yehovah actually created. So I know I was going somewhere else with that. I went off on a tangent again. But let me, maybe that the real point will come back. But let me just look at the scriptures for a second and see how this plays out when an Ezer Kenegdo chooses to follow another Elohim and lead her husbands astray. Jeremiah 44:15-16. I love the insight that we see here. It's a sad story, but I love the insight. It says, then all the men who were aware that their wives were burning sacrifices to other gods, along with all the women who were standing by as a large assembly, including all the people who were living in Pathros in the land of Egypt, responded to Jeremiah, saying, as for the message that you have spoken to us in the name of Yehovah, we are not going to listen to you. If you read that story, it's all about the men know their wives are sacrificing to another god, and they don't care. They are not going to give up their wives. They're not going to turn back to Yehovah. They're going to follow their wives. You look at King Solomon, all right? 1 Kings 11:4-5. Solomon's wives turned his heart away. For when Solomon was old, his wives turned his heart away after other gods, and his heart was not wholly devoted to Yehovah Elohim as the heart of King of David, his father, had been. For Solomon went after Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Sidonians, and after Milcom, the detestable idol of the Ammonites. So here you have
you have the scriptures saying that the men were following the wives into pagan worship. So at that point, I fell to the floor and repent for the sins of my youth, because when I was young, when we were young in our marriage, I did the same thing. Set up an idol in the front room called a Christmas tree, right? And I invited my family into worshiping that. I taught my children how to do this, how to sleep under the tree, how to kneel before it, how to, what to expect on that day. You expect good food, you expect presents, the rhythm. I was teaching them the rhythm. I was giving the bling and the bling, the bling for this feast. And it was a pagan feast, and I was serving it to my family, and I was turning their heads astray because I wasn't serving Yehovah. I didn't know. I absolutely did not know. But once I found out, it was a quick 2-week turn for me. It was really fast because I didn't want to be serving other gods. I wanted to serve Yehovah Elohim, so I wanted to serve up to my family the feast of Yehovah, this rhythm that we are living in now. Many of you are finding and discovering and living in. And this is the way that the Ezer Kenegdo works. She's built with power, because beauty is power. Beauty is power. And you are either going to turn the heads of people towards Yehovah Elohim, or you're going to turn the heads of people to pagan worship. It's simple as that. The scriptures tell us that this is what happened, to King Solomon. It's what happened to Adam. It's what happened to people who in Jeremiah's day. So how was Adam and Chava supposed to work together in echadness or oneness? Echad means one. E-H-A-D means oneness. They were supposed to be one. How was that supposed to work? They were supposed to be not on the same page about, the job we have, or the same page of how we raise our children or do we put them in this school or that school? All those things are great, but the main thing they were supposed to be ahad with was that Adam was supposed to guard the garden and Chava was supposed to guard Adam. That snake should have been thrown out of the garden. He was standing right there. He was watching the whole thing play out, and what he did not do is he did not remember like he's supposed to. It's not Zadok, it's Zakar. Zakar. Excuse me. I have those two words kind of mixed up in my head. Zakar. He was like a Zakar, and Zakar means to remember. He was supposed to say to Chava when she's standing there at the tree talking to this thing, this snake, this beautiful snake that was going to give her even more capability to be a great Ezer Kenegdo for Adam, because she loved Adam. She wanted to guide him, in the right way. She wanted to be, to help. That's what she's built for. She wants to help. How many women want to help? We want to help our families. We want to help our men. We want to help this. And she wanted to do that. So she's listening to the snake going, hey, he's got something to offer me. She was deceived. Adam stood right there and watched and saw the whole thing go down, and he forgot. He went silent. He didn't just forget. He just went silent. And he didn't do what he was created to do, which was to remember for the purpose of doing. He did not remember what Yehovah had just said. He should have taken that snake by the throat, flung it across the garden or across the universe, and he should have said, Chava, Papa said we're not supposed to eat of this tree. Let's go over here and we'll eat of these trees, okay? That's how he was going to be guarding the garden, and how Chava would have been guarding Adam is to use her beauty in the proper way, giving worship, showing or leading her family into worship of the right Elohim. Okay. This book is so amazing, guys. You just really have to get it and walk through this whole thing with him to really see even more layers than this that you need time to process and to really think about. It's going to change. It's going to change everything you ever believed about what a woman was created for. Everything you were taught in the Christian church about what a woman was created for is going to be challenged, hands down. And I know why this isn't promoted in the Christian church, because it is so opposite what we learned when we were there. All right. It's interesting in the in the text, when we all say the curses when, when they sinned, and then there was the curses that were given. Well, he doesn't actually curse Adam or Chava. He curses the ground that Adam was going to have to work for the rest of his life. But he curses a snake. Okay. So what he does though with Chava is he actually says, he prophesies. He says, this is what's going to happen to you if you follow Adam out of the garden. This is what's going to happen to you. You'll find out in the book that what Papa was saying there has so much meaning, and it's so different than what we've understood before. When it says your desire will be for your husband. So in Genesis 3:16, to the woman he said, I will greatly increase your pain in childbearing, which actually it doesn't quite say that. So you need to get this book and some resources to find out what Papa was actually saying there, because it wasn't really talking about just pain in childbirth. But what I wanted to get to today was, he says, your desire will be for your husband and he will rule over you. So interesting that the word desire is translated, or the Hebrew word there is translated desire. It's also translated lust, this sort of thing. But what Papa was saying, and at the end, I have a resource for you. I have a link so that you can go see a video by a man named Boaz Neilf. I'm not sure how you say that, but he is amazing. His insight and understanding of the Hebrew is completely amazing, and he's going to explain that for you. In that the desire, that word that's used right there, is not doesn't mean how it's been translated before. Papa was saying to Chava, that if you follow Adam out of the garden, he will rule over you. And there's a reason why that Skip Mullen talks about, in that the guide, according to Adam, had gone bad because he blames. Remember how there's this blaming session going on right there, where Chava blames the snake, Adam blames Chava, and Chava is the Ezer Kenegdo. She is the guide, the one that Yehovah made for him to guide him into the right way, and she guides him into the wrong way. And so he's angry. He gets angry at Chava, and he ends up naming her like he named all the animals, which I got to tell you, brought me to my knees when I read this and I understood what the implications were of he had named all the, okay, I'll go here. I don't feel prepared, but I'll go here. He names all the animals. Yehovah doesn't name her Chava. No, Adam names her Chava after this whole incident at the tree. The root of Chava is snake. It means life, but it also, the root of it, and I don't have it in front of me right now, but it means snake. And so he is upset. So he basically names her, which when you name something, that means that you are bringing dominion over that. That animal is what he was supposed to name the animals. He was supposed to have dominion over the animals, right? And so the prime directive was for both of them to rule over the animals. But he names the animals as it's kind of a, I'm your boss, and so therefore I own you, whatever. So I'm going to name you. Well, he does it for Chava after the fall, and this is basically he's saying, I'm going to reduce you to the level of animals. So we have this huge problem. I mean, both these guys, Skip Moen and Boaz, will do a so much better job on it than I can do in this little bit of time. But I'm going to give you those links so you can go study that. It's interesting. And I love how Boaz said, and you'll see it when you watch the video. I love how Boaz says in his video that had she not followed Adam out of the garden, had she turned and followed Yehovah, it is hands down mostly probable that Adam would have turned and followed her back to Yehovah, because that was her design. Her design is to go in front of the man. Her design is to be the beauty so that the man follows the beauty. His design is to remember the commands of Yehovah, what Yehovah said, and remember in order to act upon it. Not just remember up here in belief, but to actually do it, and to guard the garden and throw the snake out. That's why I have that little song. I love the Sandyland song Oh, is it Sandyland song where I talk about the snake flinging the snake out of the garden? So, oh, here it is. I have the word teshuga is the word used for, teshuga is used right there for lust or desire when it's translated. It's that, teshuga is the original word, and it's a turning. It means turning. It's like teshuvah, actually. Teshuga means teshuvah. It's the teshuvah means to turn. So if you're going to turn towards your husband and follow him out, then yeah, he'll rule over you. But if you turn towards me and follow me, then most likely Adam will do what he was made to do, which was follow the Ezer Kenegdo into proper worship. Okay, this is good. I should have seen. Yeah, I'm a little tired, so forgive me for being a little sloppy with my words. But so Hava was supposed to follow Yahweh, not Adam. So I just want to encourage you, walk with Yehovah in this, walk with Ruach HaKodesh in it. But if you have a home where your man isn't following Yehovah, doesn't want to follow Yehovah, the Christian thought tapes the play from what you've been taught in Christianity is, I need to be respectful of my man and wait patiently for him to go first so that I can follow him. That is not the way you were created, and that is not what Yehovah said to do. He said to follow him. You follow Yehovah, the man will follow the beauty. Okay? So I know some of you aren't going to like this, but some of you are going to totally identify and agree and understand, especially when you do your research and you read these men who are experts in this field. So here are the resources that I want to give to you today. And these will be, again, I'll put some links up for you. Guardian Angel, part 1 through 5, Skip Mullen, so you can actually listen to him talk and do a presentation. He's in London, and he gives a seminar on the Guardian Angel, and that's on YouTube. You also have Boaz, I think it's Neil Wolf, I'm not quite sure how you say that, Neil Wolf. Eve, Yahweh's life giver. This is just, it's just audio and slides, and you're going to love it. It's going to help you see even more or different things than Skip does. So between these two guys and, oh, this is his book. This is Guardian Angel, the book. Between what they have said and my insights from what I was seeing before I ever even saw these guys' teachings and their expertise and their understanding, I was seeing this, and they have put things into words that I didn't have words for. They were showing me things I didn't fully understand. But with what I see, I see that we were created as Ezer Kenegdos to go in front of our man, to be the link between men and Yehovah, simply because of our beauty, because Yehovah made Adam to be attracted to beauty. His eyes are turned to beauty. So if we hold on to Yehovah's hands and we don't let go of Yehovah and we follow him with all our heart, all our soul, all our strength, all our everything, and we do it in a way that is using all of our beauty, then the man will follow. And this, in this way, is how we save and rescue our man. This is how we bless our man. This is how we bless the community. It's not just about, you know, if you're a single lady or a widow or something like that, it's like you still do that. I mean, you can move the hearts of your community towards Yehovah. One thing I just want to mention here is, let's look at Queen Esther, okay? Because we have Purim coming up. So Queen Esther, just look at what happened to, you know, she's got this death threat hanging over her head and her family's life. And how does she woo the king? There's so much to learn here from her. She uses her beauty. She doesn't hide it. She uses her beauty to woo him into a situation where she can get what she needs from him. So she doesn't just throw one banquet, she throws two. And let me tell you, she was not using paperware, people. She was using, you know, the very best that she had to woo the heart of the king, to provide a beautiful place for him to, you know, be seduced with her beauty. This is what you do for your man. This is what you do for the community. You use your beauty that he gave you, that he wants you to use. Okay? If you look in the story of Mary Magdalene, it's the same sort of principle. You know, Miriam from Magdala, Miriam Magdala. I love her story. And when we were in Christian church and we were just kind of coming out and we were realizing they're not teaching what the scriptures say, we would actually sit in the back and go, okay, Yeshua said every single time the gospel is told, her story must be told. I'm not hearing it. Where are you? I don't hear it. Like, they weren't telling that story. It was maybe fly by the night, one little blip on, once a year, or not even that, or when it served their purposes. But for heaven's sakes, her story is supposed to be told. Why? Oh, it's beautiful. I mean, just watching this woman who is single repent in front of a room full of, her accusers. She repents, she falls at his feet, she undoes her hair, and she pours perfume on him. I mean, she is literally like inviting every man in the room to watch her honor and worship the true king. She doesn't cover up her beauty, she exposes it in order to get, just think about it. It's nuts. You've got room for, they know more than they should, and they have condemned her before. She walks and she sees no one else but Yeshua. She goes right to him, and all she is she wants to pour out her life on. She wants to pour out the sense that alabaster perfume. Oh my gosh, alabaster box with that incense, was a spikenard, I think it was, and it smelled up the whole room. Her beauty. She was a beautiful girl. You can't say she wasn't because of what her occupation was. She had to be a beautiful girl. And she let down her hair. Oh my gosh, when you let down your hair in that society, that was a big deal. You uncovered your head and put your hair down, and she exposed her beauty. Every man in the room had his eyes riveted on her and was watching what she does. I think that not only does it answer the question of, are we saved through our men? No, because Yeshua said right after she was done, your faith has saved you. So she didn't need a man for salvation, number one. Number two, also, this is the Ezer Kenegdo at work. And he knew it. And that's why he wants this story told every single time the gospel is told. Because she plays an incredibly important role in the story of the repentance of our families. So thank you for joining me for Shabbat today.